everyone, how are you? I hope all of you are doing really great at home, and this is your teacher Naina. I'm back with another session, and everyone, welcome to Swiflearn. Swiflearn is India's most sincere learning destination for the classes 1 to 10. Here we are providing 100% live and interactive classes and personalized attention batch with maximum 6 students. And these are our key features such as detailed progress report, Swiflearn academic test series. You can take unlimited practice tests from Swiflearn, and we have the subjective test for school exams as well. So everyone, welcome to Swiflearn and book your free trial class today itself and get ready to enjoy the art of learning with Swiflearn. Alright, so if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon so you will never miss any important updates from Swiflearn. Today we are going to learn about atmosphere pollution part 2. So I hope you remember the part 1 as well. Alright. So these are today's objectives. So we will learn about the acid rain and ozone layer. Not only that, but also we will learn about global warming as well within this chapter. So get ready with your book and let's do it. You can do it. Alright. So let's go to the first slide. So there is a famous quote. Everything you do comes back to you. Karma is real, right? Due to the air pollution and water pollution, a lot of adverse effects we have within the earth, such as the acid rain, greenhouse effect, endangered animals, and global warming. Is that good for us? Of course not, right? Yes. So this is the acid rain. So what is the acid rain? Acid rain is made up of highly acidic water droplets. Okay, so what is the cause? It's due to the air emissions. More specifically, disproportionate levels of nitrogen and sulfur. Why is this happening? It's due to the higher number of vehicles and manufacturing processes. Due to this, a lot of nitrogen and sulfur got emitted within the air, and it will lead to the acid rain. So this is also often called rain, as this concept contains many types of acidic precipitation. So which is really harmful in a lot of ways. So let's know about it. So what causes acid rain? Acid rain results when sulfur dioxide, SO2, and nitrogen oxides are emitted into the atmosphere. So that is the main cause. So the SO2 and NO2, the SO2 plus SO2 and NO2 will emit into the atmosphere and transported by the wind and air currents. So that is the first and main cause. And the next one, the SO2 and NO2 will react with water. That is the next step. So SO2 will react with the H2O and NO2 will react with the H2O as well. And it will react with the oxygen as well and other chemicals to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So the SO2, the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, will turn into the sulfuric acid and nitric acid by it combining with oxygen, water, and other chemicals. So look at this one. So evaporation happens, the SO2, the wind, and there are the carriers, and it will rain as the H2SO4 and HNO3. So what will happen? The plants will die, right? And it is not harmful, it is not good for the soil, it is really harmful for the soil, for the plants, and for the human beings and animals, and so on. Alright. So now let's know about the acid rain more. These then will mix with water and other materials before falling to the ground. Look at this one. Water becomes acidified by causing fish to die. And acid penetrates into the soil, plants killed by the acid rain. And sulfuric and nitric acid aggressively affect the buildings. and sulfur burns forming SO2. So these are the effects due to the acid rain. And formation of nitric acid. Let's have a look. So an equation for the formation of nitric acid, a component of acid rain, is 2NO2 plus H2O will form HNO3 and HNO2. So that is the formation of the nitric acid. Alright, please note down everyone. Yes, so formation of sulfuric acid. Regardless of the source, SO2 dissolves in the rainwater. Alright, it dissolves in the rainwater to give sulfuric acid because it can easily react with the water, which is eventually oxidized by the oxygen to sulfuric acid. So SO2G plus H2OI will become H2SO3 and H2SO3 plus O2G will turn to H2SO4. So this is the formation of sulfuric acid. Alright. So the regular clean water we experience, even though it's not that clean, but the water and carbon dioxide react together to form weak carbonic acid, which is essentially by itself that extremely harmful. Okay. So the pH value of the regular rainwater is 5.7. So it's acidic in nature. It's not alkaline, it's acidic in nature. Alright. So what are the impacts of the acidic rain? So due to the acid rain, the monuments, right, we have a lot of monuments like Taj Mahal and ancient stone of mountain in Kabuja, everything will be less attractive because it will get damaged due to the acid rain. You can see that the Taj Mahal is not that white anymore. It's like a pale yellowish color because of the acid rain. So acid rain is really harmful to the agriculture, plants and animals. Do you know why? Do you have any idea? Yes. So the first case is it washes away all the nutrients, okay, which are required for the growth and survival of the plants. So from the soil, everything, all the nutrients will go away. So it's really hard for the plants to survive within that oil. And acid rain affects agriculture by the way how it alters the composition of the soil. So that is the next scenario. These are the great bad impacts of the acid rain to the plants. And tree will get damaged because of the acid rain. Look at it. It's not beautiful anymore. So when acid rain falls down and flows into the rivers and ponds, it affects the aquatic ecosystem, right? As it alters the chemical composition of the water to foam, which is actually harmful to the aquatic ecosystem to survive and causes water pollution. And a lot of fishes and aquatic animals are dying due to the acid rain, right? And this all happens because of the pollution. And the next one is the global warming, the phenomenon in which the average temperature of the earth increases due to the presence of the greenhouse gases is called global warming. So you can see that the smoke from the ships and the fire in the forest, everything causes a lot of pollution to the air and it will lead to the global warming. All right. And the temperature will increase and it's not safe anymore. So what can you see in this image? What can you see? So from the sun, the rays are really strong and the radiation is really strong and the temperature of the earth increased and it started to melt down. Alright. So what can you see in this image? How is this image related to the shown on the last picture? Look at this one. All the ecosystem and the weather conditions are changed due to the pollution, right? And let's have a look in this slide. So you can see the sun over here and the earth and the atmospheric layer. So from the sun, all the rays and radiations are going directly to the earth, and it's trapped within the atmospheric layer, and it's not able to go back to the space, and which is not good at all. All right. So greenhouse effect. Let's know about the greenhouse effect. So let's know about the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is the process by which radiations from the sun are absorbed by the greenhouse gases and not reflected back into the space. So which got trapped within the earth itself. And this insulates the surface of the earth and prevents it from the freezing. So this is the greenhouse effect, all right? Yes. So greenhouse gases, these are the greenhouse gases. So let's note down. So water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons. These are the main greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases are the gases that absorb the infrared radiation and create a greenhouse effect. Some main greenhouse gases are all these. Okay, the water vapor and carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons. All right. So these are the effects of global warming and greenhouse effects. Let's have a look. So increase in the average temperature of the earth. So the global warming and greenhouse effect has led to severe change in the climate of the earth, and there is an increase of global temperature which can severely affect the biodiversity of the earth. And the next one is one of the major consequences is the melting of ice caps on the earth. So these are the two main causes or the effects of global warming and greenhouse effect. And so this affects the aquatic life to great extent. Many of aquatic animals cannot survive in hot water, right? So they will die obviously. So that is why the endangered species. Severe weather conditions. So this will lead to the severe weather conditions. So many parts of the world are facing extreme hot and extreme cold climate due to the increase in earth temperature. So as a result, some places receive heavy rainfall while others face droughts. So which are not good, right? We need a proper balance within the earth, right? According to the weather. So warmer winters. The winter season in many places on the earth has decreased due to the global warming. So they cannot survive. A lot of species are relied upon the proper weather conditions, and all those cannot survive due to the increased temperature. And infertile lands, that is a worst scenario because we are depending upon the agriculture, right? So many irrigational areas can become infertile for the agriculture due to the change in the weather and conditions of the place. And therefore, it's also affect the agriculture pattern and availability of the food all over the world. So our agriculture is like in different weather and different season we have different crops, right? So what happens due to the all this pollution and global warming effect? So the land will become infertile and it affects the agriculture pattern due to the sudden change in the weather. And what are the effects on animals? So the migration and hibernation of many animals are affected due to the change in the climate of the earth. So that is our scenario. The hibernation and migration won't possible. So global warming can also lead to the extinction of many animals and species because some animals cannot adapt according to the change in environment. Neither they will rely upon the hot or the cold weather. Because of the hot weather they cannot survive and adapt, so they will die eventually, and We cannot find all those animals anymore within the earth. Flooding of islands and coastal areas. So the melting of ice caps has resulted in increased sea levels all over the world. And increase in diseases. So global warming and greenhouse effect lead to spread of diseases related to the heart. And what will happen? So respiration and eye all over the world. So apart from these, global warming leads to infectious disease like cholera, malaria and dengue. So this global warming and greenhouse effects will lead to several diseases as well. So we have to be very careful, right? Yes. And ozone layer. Many of you have heard about the ozone layer. So what is the ozone layer? Ozone layer is also called ozone sphere. So region of the upper atmosphere, we have a layer between roughly 15 and 35 kilometers above the Earth's surface and containing relatively high concentration of ozone molecules. That is known as the ozone layer. And what is the benefit or what is the effect of ozone layer? So ozone layer is important because it prevents the higher and radiations from the sun. Okay, so now these days the ozone layer got depleted, right? So how is ozone layer got depleted? Various man-made components like CFC were found to persist in atmosphere. Once they reached to the ozone layer, they would react with the ozone molecules. Then this will result in the reduction of the ozone layer, and recently they have discovered a hole in the ozone layer above the Antarctica. And it's difficult to imagine the consequences for life on the earth if the ozone layer depleted further. And luckily, recently within this year, so the depletion is started to reduce. And it's a small hole now. That is a good news for us. All right. And depletion of ozone layer will lead to an increase in the risk of having skin cancer due to the higher radiations from the sun and damaging the eyes and awakening of immune system, the weakening of immune system, skin allergies, decay in the growth of plants and animals, breakdown of the natural carbon cycle. So these are the results of the depletion of the ozone layer. All right. So how to stop the global warming? Talk to your friends and family and make sure your representatives are making good decisions. And power your home with renewable energy such as the solar energy and wind energy. Actually eat the food you buy and make less of it meat. Let's save the world together and you can do it. So this is the value-based question for today. So carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere has reached more than 39 ppm. So the Antarctica and Arctic waters are becoming acid, causing thinning the animal shell. Polar ice is melting. Some low-lying islands have submerged in the sea. So what are the reasons behind all these changes occurring on the earth? That is the first question. Suggest a mechanism to control the same and if possible to reverse the trend. So this is the answer. The reason for the global warming changes is fourthly recycling of carbon dioxide. More of carbon dioxide is being produced than its consumption in the photosynthesis due to excess combustion of fossil fuels in industries, powerhouses, automobiles, homes and other places. So reduced intake of carbon dioxide by plants due to the deforestation. Higher amounts of CO2 entering to the atmosphere not only increases its atmosphere concentration but also the concentration of dissolved CO2 in the water, especially in colder areas, colder seas. And this is making colder water acidic. So that is the main point. So the acidity is thinning the shells of many marine animals. So CO2 is a greenhouse gas which is causing global warming. and rise in the global temperature is melting snow over poles. This is raising the sea levels and water slowly, and it was already submerged some low-lying islands. All right. And these are the suggestions: large-scale tree plantation in all vacant areas, and reduced felling of forest trees, and reducing consumption of fossil fuel by reducing dependence on thermal water plants, increasing efficiency of automobiles, and switching over alternate technologies that do not consume fossil fuels. All these things will lead to the reduction of the global warming and greenhouse effect. And so, do you know Amazon jungle is the world's largest remaining natural resources, and it was created million years ago when the Amazon River changed direction to the west-east, and it was formed because of the extreme water, and it is 2.5 million miles. It takes 9 South America countries: Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, French Guiana, and Suriname. More than 20% of oxygen of the world is produced by the Amazon forest. That's a great thing. So today we learned about acid rain, ozone layer, and global warming. I hope it's clear. And everyone, thank you for today, and I hope you enjoy the session. And if you like the session, please like, comment, and share. Thank you, everyone.